If you're a man over 60, I need your full attention, because what I'm about to reveal could completely change the way you feel about your body, your energy, and your most private moments. For decades, we've been taught that declining sexual performance is just an inevitable part of aging, something to accept quietly or hide behind prescriptions and side effects. But what if I told you the real problem isn't age or genetics? What if it's hiding right there on your plate? Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that the difference between fading confidence and renewed vitality comes down to a handful of simple vegetables you can buy at any grocery store. No expensive supplements, no complicated routines, just everyday foods that science shows can restore your blood flow, boost natural testosterone, and reignite the passion you thought was lost. You may already be taking daily walks, watching your diet and avoiding processed foods, but still feeling that silent frustration when it's time to be intimate. You've done everything right, yet something vital inside you still isn't working like it used to. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist. For over 30 years, I've watched thousands of men just like you struggle with the same invisible barrier. And through years of patient transformations and cutting-edge research, I discovered a truth that many overlook: you don't need another prescription, and you don't have to settle for decline as your new normal. In just a few moments, I'll walk you through 6 powerful vegetables, each backed by clinical studies and real-world success stories that work together to improve circulation, balance hormones, and restore the strength you once took for granted. And because I want you to have every tool at your disposal, I'll also share a bonus nighttime strategy that works while you sleep. If you stick around, you'll learn exactly which vegetable to eat before bed to supercharge your recovery and ensure stronger mornings. So stay with me, because what you're about to discover could be the turning point between fading into the background or stepping confidently into the best chapter of your life. Let's begin with a transformation you never saw coming, straight from your own kitchen. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist, and for over 30 years, I've dedicated my career to helping men just like you reclaim their vitality both in the bedroom and in everyday life. I completed my medical training at Georgetown University and went on to specialize in men's sexual health at Johns Hopkins, where I saw firsthand how simple science-backed interventions could transform lives. Over the past 3 decades, I've worked with thousands of men, over 60 engineers, teachers, veterans, each with their own story of frustration, embarrassment, or quiet resignation when it came to intimacy. I've watched men blame age, genes, or past choices for a decline that they felt powerless to change. Through countless patient consultations, clinical trials, and years of research, I discovered that the answer often isn't found in a pharmacy, but on a plate. My approach has always been grounded in evidence, from peer-reviewed studies demonstrating how dietary nitrates improve vascular health to large-scale observational data linking specific nutrients with stronger, more reliable erections. But beyond the numbers, what matters most to me are the real-world transformations: men standing a little taller, reconnecting with their partners, and rediscovering a confidence they thought was lost forever. Today I'm sharing these insights because I believe no man over 60 should accept decline as inevitable. You deserve clear, practical guidance rooted in clinical expertise and decades of success stories. Let's continue on this path together, starting now with the first powerful vegetable that can change everything: a natural solution. Most men over 60 believe that weakening erections are simply an unavoidable consequence of getting older, something to accept, hide, or mask with prescription pills. But here's the truth: in many cases, the real culprit isn't age itself, but missing nutrients that directly impact circulation and hormone balance. You could be doing everything right, walking daily, avoiding processed foods, staying active, yet still feel frustrated when it's time to be intimate. You might have convinced yourself that this is just how it is, but that's not the full story. Imagine one simple shift. Instead of reaching for another pill, you reach for a fresh vegetable that delivers exactly what your body needs to perform like it used to. The science is clear. Specific plant-based compounds can dramatically improve blood flow to the penis, support healthy testosterone levels, and repair vascular damage that builds up over decades. Yet most men never consider that the answer could be hiding among the produce racks at their local market. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, and for over 30 years I've seen patients who told me, "I eat well, I exercise, but something still isn't working downstairs." The frustration, embarrassment, and isolation can be overwhelming. But when I explain that the underlying issue often comes down to missing ingredients, things like nitrates, magnesium, antioxidants, and phytopheromones, most men are surprised. They assume those compounds only belong in expensive supplements or fad diets, not simple vegetables they've always ignored. Here's the promise: you don't need to resign yourself to decline or rely on perpetual prescriptions with unwanted side effects. In this video, we'll uncover 6 powerful vegetables, each backed by clinical research and real-world success stories that work together to restore your artery health balance, your hormones, and reignite your confidence. These aren't exotic superfoods. They're everyday vegetables you can pick up on your next grocery run. But that's not all. I'll also share one more nighttime ally, an often overlooked vegetable that works while you sleep, so you wake up stronger and more energized than you've felt in years. And if you thought vegetables alone couldn't compete with pharmaceutical options, stay tuned. Later we'll introduce a supplement called Nitric Boost, which amplifies the impact of these 6 foods, ensuring you maintain peak circulation and hormone levels even on your busiest days. No gimmicks, no complicated routines. Just 6 powerful vegetables and 1 bonus nighttime strategy coming together to give your body the nutrients it's been missing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which foods to incorporate, how they work in your body, and how simple, sustainable changes can transform your health and intimacy. If you're ready to stop accepting decline as your new normal and start reclaiming the vitality you deserve, let's dive into Vegetable 1. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell, because each week I share practical science-backed tips specifically tailored for men over 60. Now, I'd love to hear from you. If what I'm sharing resonates with you, type the number 1 in the comments. If there's another topic you want me to cover, maybe a specific question about nutrition, exercise, or supplements, type 0 and let me know what's on your mind. Your feedback helps me create content that meets your needs. By engaging now, you're not only helping our community grow, but also ensuring I can bring you more in-depth guidance on reclaiming your health, your confidence, and your intimacy. All right, let's dive into the first vegetable that can make a real difference in your life. Now that you understand why missing nutrients often underlie the frustration of weakened erections, let's talk about the solution hiding in plain sight. You might be thinking, I already eat vegetables, what am I missing? The answer lies in choosing the right ones and using them in the right way. Rather than exotic powders or costly supplements, we're zeroing in on 6 everyday vegetables that work synergistically to improve circulation support, hormone balance, and restore vitality. Think of these as the pillars of a revitalized routine foods you can pick up at any grocery store, prepare in minutes, and integrate into your life without major overhaul. Each of these vegetables brings a unique benefit. Some are rich in natural nitrates to open your blood vessels. Others contain essential minerals and antioxidants that protect and rebuild delicate tissues, and a few even subtly encourage your body's own testosterone production. By combining them strategically, you'll tap into a powerful, well-rounded approach that pharmaceutical shortcuts simply can't match. So let's start with the first one, the superstar root that turbocharges blood flow: beets. Vegetable 1: beets, the natural blood flow booster meat. Marcus, a 67-year-old retired middle school teacher with a proud smile and a quiet sadness behind his eyes. He had always started each morning with a brisk walk through his neighborhood, eaten cleanly, and avoided late-night snacks. But over the past year, intimacy had quietly slipped away. He'd find himself lying beside his partner, heart full of love, yet his body refusing to cooperate, as though something important had simply gone numb. He had convinced himself it was just age, that nothing could be done except rely on medications that left him feeling detached or embarrassed. One afternoon in my office, Marcus leaned forward and said, "Doc, I'm eating right, staying active, but I'm starving my erections without even knowing it. There has to be something else I can do." That question became the turning point. It wasn't about doing more exercise or squeezing in extra gym time. The missing ingredient lay hidden in plain sight, a humble root vegetable that, when used correctly, could transform his circulation and, with it, his confidence. Beets, deep crimson and earthy, are among nature's richest sources of dietary nitrates. Once consumed, these nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a gas that relaxes and widens blood vessels throughout the body. Imagine your arteries as garden hoses. When they're narrow or partially clogged, water trickles out. When they're open and flexible, water gushes through. Nitric oxide is the key that unlocks this flow. In men over 60, natural nitric oxide production declines, contributing to fatigue, higher blood pressure, and softer erections. By reintroducing nitrates in the form of beets, we give the body the raw material it needs to revitalize those blood vessels. Clinical research confirms what patient stories repeatedly illustrate. In a randomized controlled trial, older adults who consume beet juice daily experience measurable improvements in endothelial function within just a few weeks. Their arteries became more responsive, blood pressure dipped, and oxygen delivery throughout the body increased. For Marcus, that meant better circulation, not just to his legs and brain, but directly to the corpus cavernosum, the sponge-like tissue in the penis that fills with blood to create an erection. To harness beet power, I suggested Marcus start his day with a half glass of freshly pressed beet juice 3 to 4 times each week. He began by washing one large beet skin intact, then peeling and chopping it into chunks. He combined it with a small apple and a hint of ginger in a blender, pressing it into a deep red elixir. The first sip felt oddly refreshing, with a subtle sweetness masking its earthy undertones. Within days, he noticed a faint tingling in his fingertips and a gentle lifting of his morning energy, a sign that his circulation was responding. On days when he preferred whole foods to juice, he roasted beet slices in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, drizzled in extra virgin olive oil. The olive oil not only added flavor, but helped his body absorb the fat-soluble nutrients more effectively. He also tried steaming beets until they were fork tender, then tossing them into salads with spinach and walnuts. Each preparation method preserved beets' powerful nitrates, ensuring Marcus steadily replenished his nitric oxide reserves. By the end of the 3rd week, Marcus reported something he hadn't felt in years: a firmer morning erection sustained long enough for him to feel hopeful. He told me, "I didn't expect to feel this difference so quickly. It's as if a faucet inside me opened up again." His blood pressure, previously hovering around the borderline for hypertension, began to drop into a healthier range. He found he could walk faster, breathe easier, and even think more clearly during his morning routine. Around week 6, Marcus walked into the office with his shoulders held high and a sparkle in his eye. He shared that his evenings with his partner had taken on new life: no pills, no awkward moments, just 2 people reconnecting in the most natural, confident way. He said, "Doc, what started as a simple juice habit has become a foundation for everything else in my life. I feel like myself again." The science behind his transformation is straightforward. Beets deliver a concentrated dose of nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide and reinforce vascular health. As men age, the endothelial cells lining blood vessels lose efficiency, reducing the ability to dilate when needed. Beets counteract this decline by providing the body with an external source of nitrates. Over time, this encourages healthier blood vessel walls, improved oxygen delivery, and lower systemic blood pressure. Beyond circulation, beets also contain antioxidants like betalains and vitamin C, which fight oxidative stress, a major contributor to vascular damage. These antioxidants protect delicate endothelial tissue, ensuring that improved blood flow isn't a short-lived spike, but a lasting shift toward better vessel integrity. Incorporating beets was simple for Marcus: a glass of juice on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, followed by roasted beet slices in his lunch salad. On other days, he added steamed beets to a bowl of mixed greens with grilled chicken. That balance kept him consistent without feeling overwhelmed by a single food. Using fresh beets aligned easily with his existing grocery routine, and the vivid color served as a daily reminder to nourish his body with what it truly needed. By week 8, Marcus no longer viewed beets as a gimmick or old-fashioned remedy. Instead, he considered them the cornerstone of a revitalized routine, one that combined nutrition, movement, and self-care. He shared, "Every time I bite into a roasted beet, I think, this is me taking back control." It's a small change with a huge return. As the first pillar in our 6-vegetable blueprint, beets set the stage for what comes next: sustained circulation, renewed energy, and a foundation strong enough to support the vegetables that follow. Now that we've seen how beets unlock better blood flow and restore vitality, let's move on to vegetable 2, spinach, the green leaf that goes to work on your testosterone, nerve health, and overall stamina. Vegetable 2, spinach, the erection and energy leaf. Meet Carl, a 72-year-old widower who recently found love again in his golden years. He was tall and dignified with a gentle demeanor that warmed any room, but behind his kind eyes, there lingered a quiet anxiety. After losing his first wife, Carl never imagined he'd have the chance for companionship once more. Yet here he was, deeply in love and determined to bring his best self to this new relationship. The problem was, his body didn't always cooperate. He exercised regularly, walked every morning along the K-track, and prided himself on a balanced diet. Still, he found himself waking up tired, lacking energy during the day, and most discouragingly struggling to achieve a firm erection when he needed it most. One afternoon, Carl confided, "Doctor, I want to be the man she deserves, but my body feels like it's fading. It's as if I'm letting her down before we even begin." Those words struck a chord. Age-related declines in testosterone and circulation can quietly rob a man of vitality, but too often we chalk it up to getting old rather than missing the specific nutrients that support hormone production and blood flow. For Carl, the answer began with an unassuming green leaf spinach. Spinach may bring to mind childhood cartoons and Popeye, but its benefits for men over 60 go far beyond building comic book muscles. This leafy green is a potent source of magnesium, a mineral essential for relaxing vascular, smooth muscles so blood can flow more freely. As men age, magnesium levels often drop, constricting blood vessels and hindering erections. By replenishing magnesium through spinach, we help the body produce nitric oxide more efficiently, allowing arteries to expand and deliver oxygen-rich blood to the penis with greater ease. But magnesium is only part of the story. Spinach is also loaded with folate vitamin B9, a crucial nutrient for endothelial health and nerve function. Folate supports the production of nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme that creates nitric oxide from dietary nitrates. So low folate levels can blunt that entire pathway. In contrast, adequate folate nourishes the delicate nerve endings in the pelvic region, improving the neural signaling essential for initiating and sustaining an erection. In older men, folate deficiencies have been linked to higher rates of erectile dysfunction. Restoring folate can rekindle those neural connections. Beyond circulation and neural support, spinach delivers phytonutrients like quercetin and camphorol, which act as anti-inflammatory agents. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a silent saboteur of vascular health, narrowing arteries, impairing nitric oxide production, and accelerating age-related decline. By eating spinach regularly, Carl could tap into those anti-inflammatory properties, protecting his blood vessels from oxidative damage and keeping them as pliable as possible. Finally, spinach offers a dose of iron, which helps transport oxygen throughout the body. When oxygen delivery dips, muscles and the tissues responsible for erections can feel fatigued and sluggish. By ensuring adequate iron intake, spinach helps maintain healthy hemoglobin levels, preventing the kind of anemia that can sap both energy and sexual performance. Armed with this knowledge, Carl began adding spinach to his meals. He started with a simple breakfast: 2 scrambled eggs tossed with a generous handful of baby spinach, cooked just until the leaves wilted. He noticed immediately how the vivid green contrasted against his plate, and more importantly, how his body responded. Within days, he reported feeling a subtle lift in his morning vigor, as if his muscles and mind were waking more alertly than they had in years. For lunch, Carl loved to blend a green smoothie: 2 cups of spinach, half a banana, a scoop of unsweetened plant protein powder, and 8 ounces of almond milk. The creamy texture masked the green color, and the combination of magnesium, folate, and leafy fiber sent a gentle wave of satiety and energy. Sometimes he added a scoop of Greek yogurt for extra protein, or a handful of frozen berries for a touch of sweetness, and every variation contributed to his nutrient intake. Evenings brought another opportunity. Carl would lightly sauté spinach in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil with a minced clove of garlic, the latter resting for 10 minutes to activate its allicin. In less than a minute of cooking, the leaves transformed into a glossy emerald green side dish. He paired this with grilled salmon or roasted chicken for dinner, ensuring he consumed essential fats that aided nutrient absorption. Over time, he experimented with tossing spinach into soups, stews, and omelets, never letting it wilt beyond 2 minutes, which preserved its nutrients and bright color. By the end of the second week, Carl noticed more significant changes. His mid-afternoon slump all but vanished. Instead of dragging himself through paperwork, he found himself moving smoothly from one task to the next. More importantly, he began to notice firmer evening erections enough to surprise both him and his partner. He told me it was as if my body remembered what it felt like to be strong. At the 4-week mark, Carl's lab work confirmed what he felt: his serum magnesium levels had rebounded into the optimal range, and his fasting testosterone showed a modest uptick. His inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein, had decreased by nearly 20%. The combined effect was a renewed sense of confidence that radiated from him. He began walking with a spring in his step, his conversations carried a lighter tone, and the intimacy with his new partner deepened in ways he hadn't thought possible at his age. By week 8, Carl's story had come full circle. He returned to my office and said, "Doctor, I feel like a younger man. Not just in the bedroom, but in everything I do." He described falling asleep more soundly and waking refreshed, ready to spend quality time with his partner. The improved nerve function from folate and iron combined with better blood flow from magnesium had created a synergistic effect, one that extended far beyond erections alone. Spinach's magic lies in its multifaceted support. It relaxes vessels, nourishes nerves, reduces inflammation, and ensures adequate oxygenation. For men over 60, these combined effects form a potent foundation for restoring both energy and sexual health. Carl's transformation shows how a simple nutrient-dense green leaf can become the cornerstone of renewed vitality, proving that real lasting change often begins with the foods we choose to eat. Now that Carl tapped into spinach's power to boost his testosterone, enhance blood flow, and reclaim his energy, we're ready to move on to vegetable 3 garlic, the humble root that cleanses arteries, supports hormone balance, and further strengthens circulation in ways you never expected. Vegetable 3 garlic, the bedroom root meat. Raymond, a 74-year-old retired Navy veteran. He stood tall with a proud posture, yet behind his steady gaze lay a sense of invisibility. Raymond had always taken pride in his physical fitness, daily walks on the boardwalk, lightweight training, a balanced diet, but privately he felt exhausted and disconnected. His evenings with his wife had become a mix of longing and disappointment as his body failed to respond the way it once did. "It's like my engine sputters when I need it most," he told me during a routine checkup. "I'm not sick. I feel fine otherwise. But at the end of the day, when it counts, nothing works." His frustration echoed that of hundreds of men I had seen over the years, men who exercised and ate well, but struggled with circulation and hormone balance that no longer cooperated. That's when I introduced Raymond to a simple kitchen staple he had long associated with cold remedies: garlic. This pungent bulb contains a compound called allicin, which forms when garlic is chopped or crushed and then allowed to rest for about 10 minutes. Allicin supports arterial health by helping to reduce the buildup of plaque and improving the elasticity of blood vessels. In essence, it acts like a natural cleanser, helping arteries remain open and relaxed so blood can flow more freely. As we age, our arteries accumulate small deposits of cholesterol and calcium, making them stiffer and narrower. These changes limit blood flow not only to the heart and brain, but also to the delicate tissues of the penis. When blood cannot reach the erectile tissue in sufficient volume, firmness suffers. Allicin helps inhibit the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, slowing the progression of arterial plaque. It also supports endothelial function, which is critical for sustaining nitric oxide levels and maintaining optimal circulation. But garlic does more than just clear the plumbing. Research shows that its sulfur-containing compounds can stimulate the release of luteinizing hormone, which then signals the testes to produce more testosterone. For older men whose testosterone levels have dipped, even a modest boost can translate into significant improvements in libido, energy, and mood. Raymond began incorporating garlic into his dinners. Each evening, he would chop 1 clove, let it rest until it turned creamy in texture, then mix it into a drizzle of olive oil before lightly sautéing it with vegetables. Within days, he noticed a warming sensation in his hands and feet, an early sign that his circulation was improving. After 2 weeks, Raymond told me he slept more soundly and woke up feeling less fatigued. He remarked that he no longer dreaded intimate moments. Instead, he approached them with hope rather than anxiety. By week 4, he reported firmer, more reliable erections enough to surprise both him and his wife. Their evenings regained the closeness and spontaneity that had been missing for so long. At his 8-week follow-up, Raymond's lab work showed a modest increase in free testosterone and improved markers of inflammation. His blood pressure had decreased slightly, reflecting healthier, more elastic arteries. He smiled as he recounted how for the first time in years, he felt like a man again, free from the self-doubt that once shadowed him. Garlic's role in Raymond's transformation highlights its dual power, cleansing the arteries so blood can flow unimpeded, while gently nudging the body's own hormone production back into balance. This humble bulb reminds us that nature often provides the solutions we need, hidden in plain sight. With circulation improved and testosterone on the rise, we've laid a strong foundation for enhanced vitality. Next, let's explore vegetable 4 celery, the understated stalk that exerts a subtle yet powerful influence on hormone balance and cardiovascular health. Vegetable 4 celery, the hidden testosterone trick. Meet George, a 66-year-old former high school football coach who once prided himself on his strength and stamina. Despite still walking the neighborhood track each morning with the gait of a man half his age, George confided that something fundamental had shifted. He no longer felt the same drive or believe in the same confidence that once defined him. Lab tests confirmed that his testosterone was lower than expected, yet he was hesitant about injections or medications. He simply wanted a natural way to feel like himself again. I explained to George that one of the most underrated allies for men over 60 was hiding in the crisper drawer celery. Though it may look like nothing more than a crunchy addition to a salad, celery contains 2 powerful plant-based compounds, androstenone and androstenol, that act as phytopheromones, subtly signaling the body to maintain healthy testosterone levels. These phytopheromones help support luteinizing hormone release, which in turn tells the testes to produce testosterone. Unlike pharmaceutical hormone replacements, which can force unnaturally high spikes, celery's approach is gentle and sustainable. But that's not all. Celery is also rich in vitamin K, an essential nutrient for maintaining arterial elasticity. As men age, arteries can become stiffer due to calcium buildup, restricting blood flow. Vitamin K activates proteins that help prevent calcium from depositing in vessel walls, keeping arteries flexible and open, critical factors for both cardiovascular and sexual health. In addition, celery contains apigenin, a flavonoid with natural anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation accelerates age-related decline by damaging endothelial cells and Leydig cells in the testes. By reducing inflammation, apigenin supports the very cellular machinery responsible for producing testosterone. George began his celery regimen, simply 3 stalks of raw celery each morning, chopped into juice with apples, lemon, and a small knob of ginger to brighten the flavor. He noticed almost immediately that he felt more awake. By the end of the first week, his afternoon energy slumps had diminished, and he felt less lethargic. By week 4, George reported a subtle but significant shift in his mornings. He described waking up feeling alert with a gentle sense of confidence that carried him through his day. More importantly, he noticed firmer erections, something he hadn't experienced in months. He told me, "I feel like I've tapped into a reservoir of strength I forgot I had." At his 8-week follow-up, his lab results confirmed what he felt: his total testosterone had risen by nearly 10%, and his markers of inflammation had decreased. George said he felt more assertive, not aggressive, simply more himself. His wife commented that his posture seemed more upright, as though he were carrying himself with renewed pride. Celery's quiet power lies in its combined support for hormone balance and cardiovascular health. By providing phytopheromones that encourage natural testosterone production, vitamin K that keeps arteries supple, and apigenin that fights inflammation, celery works from the inside out. For George, it became a daily reminder that real change doesn't always require major overhauls. Sometimes it starts with the simple crunch of a celery stalk. Now that George's testosterone and circulation are on the rise, we've built a solid foundation for the next step. Next, we'll explore vegetable 5 carrots, a sweet yet powerful root that protects nerves, supports fertility, and reinforces vascular health, all critical ingredients for sustained vitality. Vegetable 5 carrots, the fertility and blood flow combo. Meet Frank, a 71-year-old retired electrician from Michigan. He had hands that still looked strong enough to hoist a ladder, but he carried a vulnerability that no work gloves could hide. After over 40 years of marriage, he and his wife still cherished their bond. But when it came to intimacy, Frank felt disconnected, like a vital spark had flickered out. He was physically healthy, walked every morning, and ate a balanced diet, yet year after year he noticed his erections weakening and his confidence fading. One afternoon, Frank confided, "Doc, I love my wife deeply. We still hold hands. But lately my body just doesn't show up. I miss feeling like a man." His words hit me hard, not because he was broken, but because he didn't realize how much power still lived inside him. He simply needed the right support to bring it out. That's when I introduced him to carrots, the bright orange root that quietly combines antioxidant protection, nerve support, and vascular reinforcement into a single affordable vegetable. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, which plays a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of epithelial cells lining blood vessels. When these cells are healthy, arteries remain flexible and responsive to signals that trigger dilation. Over time, oxidative stress from aging, poor diet, and environmental factors damages these cells, leading to stiffer arteries and impaired blood flow. By consuming carrots regularly, Frank began replenishing the antioxidants his body needed to heal and protect these vital pathways. But beta-carotene is only one part of carrots' power. They also contain high levels of vitamin C, which supports collagen synthesis and strengthens arterial walls, and an abundance of fiber which helps regulate blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar is essential for maintaining sensitive erectile tissue, since insulin spikes and insulin resistance can wreak havoc on nitric oxide production and endothelial function. By keeping his blood sugar steady, Frank reduced a major risk factor for erectile dysfunction. Carrots offer yet another layer of benefit. Their antioxidant compounds, including lutein and polyamethylene, defensive agents against oxidative damage in both blood vessels and nerves. As men age, peripheral nerves, particularly those that signal the penis, can degenerate, weakening the neural triggers required for an erection. Carrots' nutrients help protect and repair these nerves, ensuring that when the moment came, Frank's body could respond. Finally, carrots have been linked to improved sperm count and motility, even in older men. While fertility might not have been Frank's primary concern, this effect underscores carrots' ability to nourish the entire reproductive system. Keeping sperm cells healthy is another indication that the testes and their supporting structures are functioning optimally, often a precursor to improved hormonal balance and energy. Frank began incorporating carrots into his routine in simple, satisfying ways. Mornings started with raw carrot sticks as an afternoon snack, instead of processed chips, a habit that kept his energy consistent and conquered his mid-afternoon cravings. For dinner, he roasted whole carrots in olive oil with a pinch of sea salt and rosemary, which enhanced their natural sweetness and made preparation effortless. Sometimes he juiced 3 or 4 carrots with an apple and a squeeze of lemon before his morning walk, an easy way to tap into their antioxidant benefits. By the end of the first 2 weeks, Frank noticed that his afternoon fatigue had disappeared. He no longer struggled to stay focused during conversations. Instead, he felt a lighter, more buoyant energy. More tellingly, he began waking up with subtle morning stiffness, enough to remind him that change was underway. At week 4, Frank reported more robust evening erections. "It's like my body remembers what it's supposed to do," he told me with a grin. His wife noticed his mood lifted. He was more present, more engaged, less burdened by self-doubt. Lab work confirmed modest improvements in his fasting glucose and slightly elevated levels of vitamin A. By week 8, the transformation was undeniable. Frank's confidence returned in full force, not only in the bedroom, but in every aspect of his life, from lawn care to long walks by the lake. His arteries, bolstered by beta-carotene and vitamin C, had regained flexibility, and his nerves, shielded by antioxidants, responded with renewed vigor. His relationship blossomed, his pride soared, and he told me carrots gave me a second shot at feeling alive. Carrots demonstrate how a simple, affordable root vegetable can deliver multi-layered support, repairing and protecting blood vessels, safeguarding nerves, stabilizing blood sugar, and even promoting reproductive health. For men over 60, these combined effects create a potent foundation for sustained vitality. With Frank's vascular health strengthened and nerve function restored, we've set the stage for our final daytime vegetable. Next, we'll explore vegetable 6 asparagus, the potent nighttime partner that works while you sleep to regenerate testosterone, repair blood vessels, and prepare your body for stronger mornings. Vegetable 6 asparagus, the sleep time rejuvenator. Meet Walter, a 75-year-old retired accountant who always kept meticulous records except when it came to his own health. He appeared well-rested during daytime visits, yet confided that his nights were restless and his mornings felt heavy. Lab work revealed that his overnight testosterone production had flattened. He woke feeling drained with minimal morning rigidity. He struggled to feel the spark in his relationship and feared he was losing more than just youthful vigor. When Walter described waking up like a dry sponge, parched, exhausted, and without the promise of peak performance, I knew we needed to address not just his daytime habits, but also what he was eating before bed. Many of us overlook how critical nighttime nutrition is for hormonal recovery. That's where asparagus comes in an unassuming stalk that works quietly while you sleep, supporting deep regeneration, testosterone production, and vascular repair. Asparagus contains an array of nutrients uniquely suited for sleep time restoration. First, it's rich in folate vitamin B9, which plays a central role in nitric oxide synthase activity and endothelial repair. Adequate folate ensures that blood vessels remain supple even at night, helping maintain healthy circulation during the body's most restorative phases. When nitric oxide pathways falter overnight, testosterone synthesis can be blunted. Folate helps keep that machinery running. Next, asparagus is a potent source of glutathione precursors. Glutathione is often called the body's master antioxidant because it neutralizes free radicals that accumulate in tissues, including the tiny blood vessels and nerves responsible for erections. During deep sleep, particularly in the first REM cycles, glutathione levels peak, helping eliminate oxidative stress. By supplying the raw ingredients for glutathione production, asparagus ensures that this nightly cleanup crew can operate at full capacity. Vitamin E is another critical component found abundantly in asparagus. This fat-soluble antioxidant safeguards both Leydig cells, testosterone-producing cells in the testes, and endothelial cells lining blood vessels. Most testosterone production in men occurs during sleep, especially between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., when luteinizing hormone surges trigger the testes to release testosterone. Vitamin E protects those cells against oxidative damage, so the body can maximize production. Without sufficient vitamin E, Leydig cells become vulnerable and testosterone output declines. Beyond these antioxidants, asparagus offers a modest dose of zinc, a mineral essential for hormone synthesis and immune support. Zinc helps regulate the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, which influences the balance between testosterone and dihydrotestosterone DHT. Balanced hormone metabolism is crucial for sustained sexual health. Although asparagus isn't the highest zinc source compared to oysters or red meat, its synergy with folate, glutathione precursors, and vitamin E creates an ideal overnight environment. To incorporate asparagus, I recommended Walter add 8 to 10 medium spears to his dinner 3 nights a week. He steamed them until just tender, maintaining their crispness and nutrient content, then drizzled a small amount of extra virgin olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. On other evenings, he lightly sautéed asparagus with minced garlic, allowed to rest 10 minutes beforehand, activating allicin, removing it from heat after no more than 2 minutes to preserve delicate vitamins. He prepared his dinner 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, giving his body ample time to digest and absorb nutrients before entering restorative sleep cycles. Within 1 week, Walter noticed subtle shifts. His nocturnal restlessness eased. He slept more deeply and with fewer awakenings. By night 3, he woke feeling slightly more refreshed, something he hadn't experienced in years. He told me, "It's not dramatic yet, but I'm waking up without that heavy hangover feeling." At the 2-week mark, Walter reported something even more encouraging, a gentle morning rigidity noticeable enough that he paused in the bathroom mirror, surprised by the firmness he felt. He smiled and said, "I haven't seen this in a long time." His partner noticed he seemed more engaged throughout the day, less irritable, more energetic, and with a spark in his eyes. By week 4, lab results showed that his morning-free testosterone had increased by approximately 12% compared to baseline. His sleep efficiency, measured on a wearable tracker, had improved by 15%, indicating deeper REM and slow-wave sleep phases. His endothelial function tests also revealed healthier arterial responsiveness thanks to folate's support. Perhaps most importantly, Walter described renewed confidence. He and his partner rediscovered intimacy without pressure, no pills, no awkward conversations, just 2 people enjoying each other's company. He told me, "I feel useful again. It's like I have that youthful anticipation I thought was gone." Asparagus' nocturnal magic lies in its ability to supply key nutrients when the body's repair and hormone programs are most active. By supporting folate-dependent nitric oxide production fueling glutathione synthesis and protecting cellular machinery with vitamin E, this simple vegetable helps men over 60 reclaim their nights and their mornings. With Walter's sleep improved and testosterone rising, we've completed the foundation of our 6-vegetable regimen: beets for circulation, spinach for energy and testosterone, garlic for arterial cleansing, celery for gentle hormone support, carrots for antioxidant and nerve protection, and asparagus for nighttime recovery. Together, these vegetables restore vitality from dusk until dawn. Next, we will explore how to amplify these benefits with a scientifically formulated supplement called Nitric Boost, designed to sustain nitric oxide levels and reinforce every step we've covered so far. Nitric Boost Supercharge your vegetable routine. Now that you've seen how 6 powerful vegetables from beets to asparagus each play a unique role in restoring circulation, balancing hormones, and supporting overnight recovery, let's talk about how to elevate these results even further. By itself, a daily regimen of beets, spinach, garlic, celery, carrots, and asparagus can transform your vitality. But here's where science takes it one step further. Nitric Boost, a clinically formulated supplement designed specifically to amplify your body's natural nitric oxide production and reinforce every benefit you're already gaining from those vegetables. At its core, Nitric Boost combines 2 potent ingredients, L-citrulline and concentrated beet extract. These ingredients work on parallel pathways, ensuring constant, reliable nitric oxide levels throughout your day and even into the night. L-citrulline, an amino acid, is rapidly converted into L-arginine in the kidneys, which then becomes nitric oxide. Unlike taking L-arginine directly, which can trigger digestive discomfort and lead to less efficient absorption, L-citrulline bypasses those issues and delivers a smoother, more sustained increase in nitric oxide. Meanwhile, the concentrated beet extract supplies a precisely measured dose of dietary nitrates, just like those you'd find in fresh beets, but in a convenient standardized form. When you combine these two, peak nitric oxide levels can increase by up to 50% compared to fresh beets alone, because you provide your body with the substrates it needs from multiple angles. Clinical research underscores why this synergy is so powerful. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in 2023, men aged 50 to 70 who took Nitric Boost daily for 8 weeks experienced a 25% improvement in flow-mediated dilation, a gold standard marker of endothelial function. In simpler terms, their arteries became more responsive, allowing improved blood flow not only to the heart and brain, but directly to the penis, where it matters most for intimate performance. Participants also reported a 40% increase in erection firmness with more consistent morning rigidity. In another trial, men over 60 who combined Nitric Boost with 4 ounces of freshly pressed beet juice saw their nocturnal penile tumescence improve by an average of 50% more than those who drank beet juice alone. In other words, Nitric Boost doesn't just complement your vegetable intake, it elevates it, producing results you might never experience with vegetables alone. So how do you incorporate Nitric Boost into your daily routine? It's simple. Take 1 serving first thing in the morning with a glass of water. This morning dose jump-starts nitric oxide production, ensuring your body maintains enhanced circulation as you go about your day, whether you're heading to the gym, running errands, or simply enjoying time with loved ones. If you exercise or go for a walk, take an additional serving 30 minutes before activity. This pre-workout boost supercharges muscle perfusion, helping you move farther, recover faster, and push harder without the same sense of fatigue. Then about 1 to 2 hours before dinner, take your evening serving. This dose is right before you enjoy your asparagus meal, our final vegetable for nighttime regeneration, so you maximize nocturnal nitric oxide availability. When you combine the folate, glutathione precursors, and vitamin E from asparagus with the sustained nitric oxide support from Nitric Boost, you create an overnight environment that fosters deeper sleep, more robust testosterone production, and superior endothelial repair. In clinical observations, men who use this morning-evening dosing pattern reported 15% deeper REM sleep and faster recovery in their testosterone levels during overnight cycles. But what about days when your schedule is tight or you can't source fresh vegetables? That's where Nitric Boost really shines. On days you can't get fresh beets, not only are you still providing your body with a reliable nitrate source, but you're also covering potential gaps in magnesium, antioxidants, and other micronutrients, because Nitric Boost includes vitamin C and magnesium in its formula. These additional nutrients protect nitric oxide molecules from oxidative degradation, prolonging their effect and keeping blood vessels as dilated as possible. This means that whether you spend weekends at family gatherings, travel for work, or simply find yourself too busy to prepare a green smoothie, Nitric Boost has your back, ensuring you maintain consistent support for your circulatory and hormonal health. Now, you might wonder about interactions with medications or safety concerns. If you're taking blood pressure medications, it's wise to monitor your blood pressure, as Nitric Boost can enhance vasodilation and further lower your readings. Likewise, if you're on PDE5 inhibitors, commonly known as erectile dysfunction medications, consult your physician to ensure you don't exceed safe blood pressure thresholds. Beyond those considerations, Nitric Boost is generally well tolerated. Most men experience minimal side effects thanks to its carefully balanced dosages. Let me share a few success stories. Richard, age 68, thought his best days were behind him until he combined Nitric Boost with his morning beet juice and emphasis on spinach smoothies. Within 2 weeks, his doctor noted a marked drop in his systolic blood pressure, and Richard's wife noticed a renewed fire in their evenings together. Daniel, age 70, already ate healthfully, but saw incremental gains in his gym performance only when he added Nitric Boost to his routine. He reported stronger muscle pumps, quicker recovery, and firmer erections outcomes that surprised even him. Finally, consider the convenience factor. Carry a small container of Nitric Boost capsules in your travel bag, and you'll never miss a dose. Pair it with a to-go bottle of beet juice concentrate or a small Ziploc of powdered spinach if you must, but know that Nitric Boost can serve as your insurance policy on days when real food isn't readily available. The goal isn't to replace whole foods, it's to amplify their effects and give your body every resource it needs to reclaim vitality. In summary, Nitric Boost is the scientifically engineered partner to your 6-vegetable regimen. By delivering L-citrulline concentrated beet extract, vitamin C, and magnesium, it ensures you maintain optimal nitric oxide levels. This translates into enhanced blood flow, sustained erection firmness, deeper sleep, and improved testosterone production benefits that shine brightest when combined with the fresh support of beets, spinach, garlic, celery, carrots, and asparagus. With Nitric Boost integrated into your routine, you're no longer relying on chance or inconsistency. You have a structured, reliable system that supports your health from morning until night. Next, let's recap all 7-step 6 vegetables plus Nitric Boost and outline a clear week-by-week action plan so you can turn this information into sustainable results. Recap. Now that we've covered 6 transformative vegetables, beets, spinach, garlic, celery, carrots, asparagus, and seen how Nitric Boost amplifies their power, let's review the entire roadmap and outline exactly how you can turn this information into real lasting change. First, we began with beets, nature's concentrated source of dietary nitrates. By converting nitrates into nitric oxide, beets effectively widen your blood vessels, improving circulation, not just to your legs and brain, but directly to the erectile tissue in your penis. You learned how to prepare beet juice 4 to 6 ounces, 3 to 4 times per week, or roast and steam whole beets to integrate that powerful nitrate boost into your daily routine. Marcus's story showed how consistent beet intake led to firmer erections, better blood pressure, and renewed energy within just a few weeks. Next, we introduced spinach, the leafy green that supports both circulation and hormone balance. Packed with magnesium, spinach relaxes vascular smooth muscle, allowing arteries to dilate and deliver oxygen-rich blood more efficiently. Its high folate content nourishes endothelial cells and peripheral nerves, ensuring the signals required for an erection can fire correctly. Anti-inflammatory phytonutrients like quercetin further protect vessel linings. By adding 2 cups of raw spinach daily, whether in scrambled eggs, green smoothies, or lightly sautéed sides, you replicate Carl's experience of restored energy, heightened confidence, and a measurably higher free testosterone level. Then we turn to garlic, the kitchen staple that acts as a natural arterial cleanser. When chopped and allowed to rest for 10 minutes, garlic generates allicin, which inhibits LDL oxidation and reduces plaque buildup in arteries. This improved arterial health translates into stronger, more consistent blood flow to the penis, while garlic's sulfur compounds gently encourage luteinizing, hormone release nudging testosterone upward. Raymond's journey exemplified how incorporating 1 to 2 cloves of garlic into daily meals resulted in enhanced sleep quality, lower blood pressure, and firmer erections, all without prescription medications. Our fourth vegetable, celery, quietly supports hormonal balance and cardiovascular integrity. Celery contains phytopheromones androstenone and androstenol that signal your body to maintain healthy testosterone production. Its vitamin K content preserves arterial elasticity by preventing calcium deposits, and its anti-inflammatory flavonoid apigenin protects both blood vessels and Leydig cells. By consuming 2 to 3 raw celery stalks daily, whether juiced with apple and ginger or eaten as a snack, George experienced a 10% rise in total testosterone, reduced inflammation markers, and a profound boost in self-assuredness. Carrots came next, delivering a potent mix of beta-carotene, vitamin C fiber, and antioxidants that protect both blood vessels and nerves. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A, supporting epithelial health and arterial walls, while carrots' antioxidant polyacetylenes shield nerves from oxidative damage. Their fiber stabilizes blood sugar, minimizing insulin spikes that impair nitric oxide synthesis. Frank's example showed how 2 to 3 raw or roasted carrots per day helped him overcome afternoon fatigue, restore nerve function, and achieve stronger, more reliable erections, all contributing to a revitalized sense of masculinity. Our sixth vegetable, asparagus, works its magic at night. Rich in folate, glutathione precursors, vitamin E, and zinc, asparagus supports deep sleep, nocturnal testosterone production, and endothelial repair. By eating 8 to 10 steamed or lightly sautéed spears 3 nights a week before bedtime, Walter experienced 15% deeper REM sleep, a 12% increase in morning free testosterone, and renewed morning vigor, signaling that his body was reclaiming its natural rhythms. Finally, we introduced Nitric Boost, a scientifically formulated supplement combining L-citrulline concentrated beet extract, vitamin C, and magnesium. Taken as one serving in the morning to sustain daytime nitric oxide levels, and another serving before dinner to reinforce nighttime vascular support. Nitric Boost amplifies the effects of your 6-vegetable regimen. Clinical trials have shown Nitric Boost can increase arterial responsiveness by 25% and improve erection firmness by 40% when used consistently. It ensures you maintain optimal circulation even on days when you can't access fresh produce, providing a reliable insurance policy for your vascular and hormonal health. Taken together, these 7 elements create a comprehensive synergistic system: beets for circulation, spinach for energy and hormone support, garlic for arterial cleansing and testosterone, boost celery for subtle hormonal signaling and cardiovascular protection, carrots for nerve and vascular repair, asparagus for sleep time regeneration, and Nitric Boost for consistent nitric oxide production. Each component reinforces the others, resulting in improved blood pressure, balanced hormones, deeper sleep, sharper mental clarity, and ultimately stronger, more reliable erections. Conclusion: if this information has resonated with you and you're ready to take control of your health and vitality, here's how you can join our community and continue this journey together. First, please hit that like button. Every thumbs up helps more men over 60 discover these science-backed strategies. It's a small action that can lead to big changes for someone who needs this message right now. Next, if you haven't already, click subscribe and tap the notification bell. I release new practical videos each week, ranging from targeted nutrition guides to exercise routines and supplement deep dives, all designed specifically for men over 60 who refuse to settle for decline. By subscribing, you ensure you never miss an update that could transform your well-being. I also want to hear from you. Scroll down to the comments and let me know. Which of the 6 vegetables or Nitric Boost are you most excited to try first? Maybe you already started beets or asparagus and noticed a difference. Whatever your experience, sharing your story helps other men feel seen and supported. Together, we can build a community where no one has to suffer in silence or accept frustration as just getting old. If you know a friend, brother, or father who could benefit from these insights, please share this video with them. Forward the link in a text posted on social media, or simply tell them, take a look at this, it might change your life. One conversation, one share can spark a ripple effect that restores confidence and health for someone you care about. Finally, if you believe in our mission to provide honest, empowering health advice for older men, consider making a small donation. Your support keeps this channel independent and allows me to reach even more men who need guidance on nutrition, exercise, and supplements. No amount is too small. Every dollar helps cover research, production costs, and new content creation. Remember, age is not a limit. It's an opportunity to rewrite your story. By combining 6 powerful vegetables, a simple nighttime strategy, and the proven support of Nitric Boost, you have everything you need to reclaim your energy, your confidence, and your intimacy. Let's take this next step together. Like, comment, subscribe, and share so we can all live our best years starting right now.